This is by far the biggest year for SEO. Google AI Mode is now live globally. Gemini is coming directly into Chrome, and Perplexity just launched the AI browser Comet, and not to mention ChatGPT agent. The way we do SEO is fundamentally changed, and Google is so determined to redefine SEO game rules. But whenever there's a change, there is an opportunity. AI search traffic has a 9 times better conversion rate than the traditional search, and a lot of other studies have confirmed a similar results. So think about what that means. The game is no longer about getting the most clicks, chasing for ranking position. It's about getting the right clicks at the right moment. So every visitor an AI sends you should be pre-qualified, pre-sold, and significantly more valuable who are ready to act. And this is your chance to capture this biggest opportunity in the SEO history. So in this video, I'll share the complete 3-part roadmap on how your brand can get ready and capture the most valuable traffic on AI search. Let's do it. So where do we even start? Well, the very first mistake most businesses make is assuming AI knows everything. But that's not how it works. It is based on its training data, which has a cutoff time. And if not, they will dig through the open web by searching using the RAG process. So stage 1 is to build an AI-ready foundation for your brand. So the first action is to strengthen your brand signals at where you can control to make them consistent and train the AI models to understand clearly about who you are and what your brand does. You can create a document called your brand fact sheets. So this is like an ongoing living document that captures the absolute core facts about your brand, like your business name, description of what you do, website URL, contact information, etc. So you use the exact same information as you list your business for AI learning. And AI doesn't just skim your homepage. It studies key pages to understand who you really are, like your About Us page, policy pages, pricing page, case study, service page. So ensure these important pages are ready and have the most accurate, up-to-date, and consistent information. And so do a complete brand audit on all your brand active web properties. You can even use AI to do a cross-checking for you. Just attach the brand fact sheets and ask for any inconsistency it identifies from the web. And you can even do this audit for all the AI search engines. And not just for web pages. If you are an e-commerce site owner, you want to make sure the product data you send to Google through the product feed is optimized and with rich details. Like when someone is searching a backpack product recommendation for business travel use on Google AI Mode, the data you provide will determine how Gemini understands your product and recommend it to the searchers. But this is just the first step. Most of the websites nowadays are built for human eyes only, not for the future AI agents that will be browsing the web on your customer's behalf. So think of it like this. A website that is not indexable and without structured data is just like a grocery store with no signs on the aisles. It confuses the AI robots where to find the right information and recommend it to the end users. So being fully indexable on Google or Bing is no longer just for organic search. It's like your entry ticket to the entire AI ecosystem. First, the absolute baseline is make sure your site is even on the map. You need to be certain that Google or Bing can find and index your website. Because guess what? Even ChatGPT, there are lots of experiments done by the SEO folks that it is using Google Search Index. The most reliable way is to check your Google Search Console or Bing Webmaster, the page indexing report, to see the list of pages are indexed. Or you can use the URL inspector tool to check any important web pages like index status directly. Another quick way is to go to Google or Bing and use the site operator followed by your domain name. You want to make sure your important pages showed up so you're in the game. And once we know AI can find your site, we need to make it incredibly easy for them to understand it. So we need to optimize for AI readability. This isn't about keyword stuffing, it's about clarity and structure. Because AI models don't read, they scan. They break your web page content down into small, digestible chunks of information to understand the main ideas. So here is the basic checklist. First, use clear headers. Structure your pages with header tags, like chapters in a book. This gives the AI a clear roadmap of your content. And second, add structured data, and this is a big one. Schema markups add like a technical labels and tells AI, this is a product, this is its price, and here is its review. So check more in this video. And third, describe your visuals. Use descriptive alternative text for your images to give more context to AI. And fourth, use FAQ format. answer common questions directly on your page, because eventually AI is an answer engine, and this is a highly favorable format by AI. So our brand signals are clear, our website is clean for AI to read, but AI search engines are smart. They are decided to be skeptical. So before it mentions your brand, it needs to see proof that you're real, active player in your field and not just another website. So the goal for stage 2 is to go where AI is learning and proactively create signals that your brand is the most relevant answer. So first, expand your digital footprints and the play field. So your brand needs to create a bunch of trust signals that all points back to your website. The goal isn't to just be everywhere, it's to be relevant to your industry, because context is what really matters for AI to recommend your brand. First, high authority business profiles. Try to claim your space on the big maps that these AI models trust implicitly. We're talking about Google Business Profile, Apple Maps, Bing Plays, Better Business Bureau. And second, your social layer. So you need to show up where your audience hangs out. So log down your brand name on the key platforms: LinkedIn, X, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Reddit, which I'll talk about in a minute. And yes, even consider building your own podcast. If AI sees the brand as an active, engaged social profile outside of your website, this is a huge sign of a trustable business entity in the AI search. And third, industry-specific platforms. So try to be present on the platforms that matter the most in your specific niche, because AI is trained to look at these specific authority sources when users ask for specific queries. So for example, if you're in tech or SaaS, that is G2 or Product Hunt. In e-commerce, you need a presence on Amazon or other big marketplace, or maybe a home service business. You can consider Houzz. These are the places AI often look for information and use as a source. And a bonus tip is, if you don't even know your industry key sites, just ask AI. It will immediately give you a list of ideas. Okay, so AI can now see you're a real, legitimate business with a presence that goes beyond just a website. But to truly win, we have to aggressively show AI what you know and prove that you're not just an entity, but an expert authority who can provide the answer. And that is by building topical authority. We do this by creating what I call hyper-contextual content. So the concept is simple. The old Google was like a librarian. You ask for books about marketing, and it gave you a list of most popular books, right? But AI search is like a personal concierge. When your customer asks for marketing help, it doesn't just give them a list of books. It opens the right book to the exact page that solves the immediate problem. So the AI search queries are much longer and with more context. So your job is to create a content that addresses the very specific needs and situations of your customers. Let's say you're a financial advisor who works with small business owners. So method 1, your own inbox, your sent folder, your call notes, transcript, your client onboarding forms. They are a gold mine. So look for the exact phrasing your client or prospect use. What are some real emotional questions, common patterns that you notice? And method 2, social media. Where do your clients hang out online when they have a problem? Go there and listen. Search Reddit. Go to subreddits like small business or entrepreneur and search for terms like payroll, cash flow, or tax question. So you will find hundreds of real business owners asking raw, unfiltered questions. And you can even set up AI automation or just ChatGPT agent to regularly scrape a list of real user questions for your target customers. Or find industry-specific Facebook group by searching your target audience or niche. Find the threads where people are venting or asking for advice. Method 3, Google's people also ask. So this is the easiest method. Just go to Google and type in broad question your customers might have, and then scroll down to the people also ask sections for real user needs. And method 4, use AI's own suggestions. So after you get an answer in Google AI Mode or Perplexity, scroll to the bottom so you will see a list of suggested follow-up questions. So they're the most common related queries that people have after getting their initial answers. A bonus is use Google AI Studio to see the list of Google searches it performed in the background to construct its final answer by studying its thinking process and the search query suggestions, and make sure your content covers these these topic ideas. You can even follow up by asking what are some other search suggestions for this query you'll be using to get some more ideas. So once you start building and owning different topics and situational questions, the next action is to help them make a decision. So that is to create decision-making content for specific personas. AI search is compressing the entire buying journey from days into minutes. Your content's job is to give the AI the confidence it needs to recommend a specific path, or even better, your specific solutions, because people trust the answer generated by AI. So instead of just aggressively self-claiming you are the best just for the sake of manipulating AI search results, which I haven't found effective and have high risk of backfire of hurting your brand, you need to become the most helpful guide during the decision-making process itself to earn the long-term trust. Because trust is the ultimate brand currency in AI search. It's difficult to build, but it's very easy to break. So let's use our financial advisor example again. Imagine your ideal client is a freelance designer who might not even know any specific brands. Instead, they may ask, should I hire a bookkeeper or can I just use software? So the key here is to write it specifically for that persona, because everyone can create content using AI nowadays. So when the prospect feels like you understand them deeply, there is a much higher chance for them to convert. And don't just limit that to your own website. Remember, we have expanded the digital footprint, so expand that to all the places where AI are actively used as source. And there is one that you must not ignore, that is Reddit. So Reddit is one of the most cited sources for all the key search engines: Google, Perplexity, ChatGPT. And the craziest thing is that AI so heavily rely on pattern matching. How frequently a brand, a product, or a solution is mentioned across different Reddit threads. People go to Reddit to find answers for decision making, picking between options, asking for opinions. And that means if your brand isn't part of the conversation, you are practically invisible to be a huge part of the AI's knowledge base. So identify at least 3 top subreddit communities where your ideal customer hangs out. You can even use tools to set up listening alerts or even build an automated workflow yourself. My best tip is to spend at least 15 to 30 minutes a week genuinely answering questions in those communities. So share your real insights and experience using a personal account and mention your brand only when it fits. It's not a quick win, but definitely you can't sleep on Reddit, as the impact will be tremendous, as every AI model now looks for real human answers from there. Follow the 80-20 rules. 80% of your activities should be genuinely helpful comments that have nothing to do with your brand. Only 20% of the time, when it's a genuinely perfect fit, should you mention your solution. And my bonus tip is to understand the subreddit culture. Some subreddit are very strict on self-promotion or even just a slight brand mention, or you will get banned. So just listen and learn the culture first before you start engaging. So at this point, you have done the hard work. You have built a solid foundation, created hyper-specific content, and you're actively participating on Reddit, social media, expanding your footprint. But AI search needs to verify your story and everything you say. It's their job. So the third stage of the roadmap is to amplify your signals. Have your key brand information and data points being reinforced across multiple independent, authoritative domains. And this is how you build undeniable trust. Of course, as you build your topical authority, you will naturally attracting media attention, but you can proactively do it yourself. So first, and arguably the most important method, is through strategic digital PR. When people hear PR, they often think of promotional press release, and that is not what this is about. A great starting point is to brainstorm a few high-intent, best-of, or top-list search queries and identify the roundup listicles that appears in the AI search results. AI absolutely use this list to make recommendations. So find the author or the editor and reach out with a specific, value-driven pitch to be included. And to stand out, you need to make the job incredibly easy. First, offer a unique angle. Instead of saying add my product to the list, suggest a new categories they would add where you are the perfect fit and why. And second, offer them a unique data point, a custom graphic, or an exclusive quote that they can add to the existing article. You are not just asking for a mention, you're helping them to improve their content. But getting your brand mentioned on the list is just one tactic. It can also be having an editor quote you as an expert, featuring a case study you did, and each one of these mentioned on a high authority domain will boost your brand authority for AI search. You can even use specialized tools like Quoted, SourceBottle, Feature.com, Get Me links for finding these journalists who are already actively seeking your expertise. So I have talked about this in this video. Now a key part of your outreach is finding the right platform. Don't just spray everywhere. You can have AI first build your target list for you. So go to Perplexity or Google AI and use a simple prompt like this to get a list of relevant media, podcasts, or online magazine for your niche. You can even specify smaller medias if that is the easiest start for you. Then you can just use the outreach tool to identify the editor or journalist from these medias and do a direct outreach with the tips I just shared. So top publications build massive authority for your brand, but AI is also hunting for another form of social proof, what your actual customers are saying. So positive reviews on key platforms are a big piece to win in AI search. So AI models are trained to scrape sites like G2, Trustpilot for software, Amazon, eBay, Google seller rating for e-commerce, and Google Business Profile for local service and location-sensitive queries to gauge your real-world trustworthiness. So consistent positive brand sentiments will directly increase the chance that AI will recommend you. But just waiting for reviews isn't a strategy. So first, have a system in place to collect reviews. Try to automate a review request to be sent the moment your customer experience peak value, like right after a successful delivery, a resolved support ticket, or to use third-party review collection tools to speed this up, or just average them one by one if you don't have lots of customers yet. And second, guide their feedback. Instead of a generic leave a review or testimonial, prompt them with a specific question like, what was the one problem our product solved for you? And this encourages detailed, contextual answers and the exact kind of rich data AI loves. And a pro tip here is respond to every single review, thoughtfully engaging with both positive and negative feedback, because this signals to AI that you're an active, trustworthy brand that it can recommend. I know we covered a lot, so I've compiled everything from this video into an AI search guidebook. You can download it for free and save it for future reference. I'll put the link down below. And if you enjoyed this video, also give me a thumbs up so more people can see this message. I also invite you to join my community if you want to go deeper and learn how to use AI more thoughtfully in your digital marketing or SEO. And before you go, also watch this video about Google AI more, and I cover deeper about the AI search strategy. See you next time.